Hello, everyone, and welcome to Module 1 of our Business English program. අපේ Business English program එකේ first module එකට තමයි මේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ පිවිසිලා ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් මේ module එකේ අපි cover කරන්න හදන්නේ email writing කියන section එක. We are going to cover email writing. That's the section that we are going to look at. So, basically, I have broken this section down into three parts. මම කොටස් තුනකට මේ section එක කඩලා තියෙනවා. And the reason for that is I know that people find it difficult to focus for a long period of time. මම ගොඩක් වෙලා ඒ කියන්නේ පැයක් හමාරක් මේ වීඩියෝ එකක් කරොත් ඔගොල්ලෝ සමහර විට බලන්නේ නැහැ. ඔගොල්ලෝ බැලුවත් සමහර විට ඒ ইনফර්මේෂන් එක වගේ ඔලුවට යන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් මම පැය භාගයක වගේ sections වලට මේ videos කඩලා තියෙනවා. right එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් පැය භාගයක් අරගෙන මේ වීඩියෝ එක බලලා ඊට පස්සේ ඒකෙන් notes අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ ඒ ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉගෙන ගන්න දේ හරියට ඔගොල්ලොන්ගේ ජොබ් එකට ඉම්ප්ලිමන්ට් කරන්න. ඔගොල්ලෝ ඊමේල්ස් ලියද්දි මේ උගන්වන දේවල් ඉම්ප්ලිමන්ට් කරන්න ඕගොල්ලොන්ට වෙලාවක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට දවසකට එක වීඩියෝ එකක් බැලුවා නම් හොඳටම ඇති. මොකද ඔගොල්ලෝ දවසකට පැයක කාලයක් වෙන් කරොත් පැය භාගයක් වීඩියෝ එක බලන්න, ඉතුරු පැය භාගෙ මේ ඉගෙන ගන්න දේ ඉම්ප්ලිමන්ට් කරලා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න ඔගොල්ලෝ යෙදෙව්වා නම් ඔගොල්ලොන්ට highly productive වෙනවා මේ වීඩියෝස් බලන එක. Right, so I've divided this into three sections. Section number 1 is a small introduction to what professional emails are. Make a podi section එකක් එක slide එකයි මොනවද professional emails කියන්නේ. Then we are going to look at the structure of writing a professional email. මේක තමයි ටිකක් දිග. කොහොමද අපි professional email එකක් ලියන්නේ කියන එක අපි මෙතනදී focus කරනවා. ඊළඟට අපි AI technology use කරලා AI technology එක කොහොමද අපි emails ලියන්න භාවිතා කරන්න කියන එකත් අපි third section එකේදී cover කරනවා. All right, so we're going to look at an introduction to professional emails. We're going to look at the basic structure of writing an email and also how we can use AI technology to write an email in the best possible way. Okay, so first we are going to move on to what a professional email is. So let me read you the definition. The professional email or a professional email is a formal communication tool used in the workplace or academic settings to convey information, requests, or updates clearly and politely. It differs from personal and casual emails in tone, structure, and language. Okay. So guys, මෙතනදී professional email එකක් කියන එක මොකක්ද කියලා ගොඩක් අය දන්නවා. මොකද ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ day to day life එකේ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ corporate life එකේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ අනිවාර්යෙන් emails යවලා තියෙනවා. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි personal emails යවනවා අඩුයි දැන්. ඉස්සර අපිට WhatsApp, Telegram, Snapchat වගේ applications තිබුණේ නැති කාලේ මිනිස්සු personal ඒ කියන්නේ පෞද්ගලික දේවල් වලටත් use කරේ emails. right තාත්තට අම්මට කතා කරන්න maybe රට ඉද්දි communicate කරන්න මේ වගේ දේවල් වලට personal emails යවනවා. නමුත් දැන් personal emails යවනවා ගොඩක් අඩුයි. අපි ඇත්තටම office එකෙන් තොරව emails යවන ප්‍රවණතාවය ගොඩක් අඩුයි. ඒක නිසා අපි personal or casual emails ගොඩක් විට use කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් අපිට ගොඩක් විට use වෙන්නේ අපේ corporate life එකේ professional emails. We mainly use professional emails because casual emails or personal emails have actually gone out of fashion now because we have WhatsApp, we have better ways to communicate. Even in the professional environment, sometimes we use more easier communication methods to connect with people. But an email is the most professional way to communicate with someone because we have sufficient proof that that communication has actually happened. You can't delete it, you can't erase it. It's always there, right? The fact that you have sent an email is always there. So that's a great communication tool for the corporate world. Okay. Why is email etiquette important? Now, like I said, personal or casual emails have gone out of fashion. Now, when we are texting someone personally, we don't really worry about etiquette. Now, mama යාළුවෙක්ට text කරද්දී මම වැඩිය කියන්නේ යාළුවට මම hi dear Sheshan, hope you are doing well. ඔහොම texts යවන්නේ නැහැ. අපි emails යවද්දී උනත් යාළුවෙක්ට යවනවා නම් එහෙම යවන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද අපිට එහෙම ලොකු etiquette එකක්, ලොකු professionalism එකක් අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. නමුත් අපි professional email එකක් යවද්දී අපි අපේ office environment එකේ email එකක් යවද්දී අපිට අනිවාර්යෙන්ම පොඩි structure එකක්, right? හරි ඩිසිප්ලින් එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ මේ emails යවද්දී. අපි මේකට කියනවා email etiquette කියලා. The right practices to write an email, or the correct practices to write an email is called email etiquette. ඒ කියන්නේ email එකක් හරියට ලියන්නේ කොහොමද, respectfully ලියන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එක තමයි email etiquette කියලා කියන්නේ. So email etiquette sets a professional tone, it maintains clarity and helps avoid misunderstandings. Proper email etiquette reflects your professionalism, boosts credibility, and builds positive relationships. Now, think about it, right? When you're messaging a customer, when you're emailing a customer, when you're emailing a supplier, when you're emailing a potential investor, the tone in which you write an email can determine whether you're going to get that investor to invest in you or not. Are you going to get that customer to purchase your product or not? It depends on how well you have written your email. Right now, like I said in the previous video, we do a lot of email marketing. So when we write emails to send out to customers, if we make it or if we write it in a way that the customer will not feel like they have been valued, කස්ටමර්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් එයාට personalized එයාව value කරන email එකක් නෙමෙයි කියලා මේක එයා කවදාවත් අපෙන් purchase කරන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ඒ අපි යවන email එකෙන් අපි කස්ටමර්ට පෙන්නනවා නම් right, ඔයාගේ business එක අපිට ගොඩක් වැදගත්. මෙන්න මේ හේතු නිසා තමයි ඔයා අපෙන් purchase කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම customer අපිත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා. ඒ වගේ තමයි අපි අපේ office එකේ bossට මොකක් හරි email එකක් දාද්දී අපි උදේම උදාහරණයක් වශයෙන් leave එකක් ඉල්ලන්න ඔයා bossට email එකක් දානවා. එතකොට මේ email එකේ ඔයා හරියට boss address කරලා නැත්නම් හරියට ඇයි ඔයා leave එක ඔයාට අවශ්‍ය කියන එක mention කරලා නැත්නම් ඔයා නිකන් දාලා තියෙනවා නම් I would like to request a leave on this particular date කියලා boss සමහර විට ඒකත් එක්ක සතුටු නොවෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඒ ඔයා යවලා තියෙන විදියෙන් boss ඔයාගේ leave එක immediately reject කරනවා. මොකද ඒ ආගේ tone එක හරි නැති නිසා, because your tone is not professional enough, because you haven't given him enough proof or you haven't given him enough reason to approve that leave, right? So a professional email is a mode of communication where you will clearly put forward your information, your requests, so that the other person can take proper action regarding that information or request. Make sense? All right. So then we move on to the second section, which is the basic structure of a professional email. Okay, the basic structure of a professional email. Now, when we are writing a professional email, the first thing that we are going to need is a subject line, right? email එකක මුලින්ම අපි subject එක තමයි ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඇයි අපි මේ email එක ලියන්නේ? එතකොට අපි email tab එකට ගියොත් අපේ email subject එක තමයි මුලින්ම කාට හරි පේන්නේ. එතකොට දැන් මේ subject tab එක අපි ගත්තම ඔයාම හිතලා බලන්න මොන වගේ emailsද ඔයා අරින්නේ, right? දිග paragraph එකක් subject එකේ දාලා තියෙනවා නම්, ලොකු sentences subject එකේ දාලා තියෙනවා නම් සමහර විට ඔයාට ඒක අරින්න හිතෙන්නේ නැහැ. You don't feel like opening it. You don't think it's a big priority, right? But if you see a very clear email, right, if you see a very clear subject line, for example, if you see something that says meeting request for Monday 10 a.m., right, now you know in the subject itself the entire point of the email is there. It's very clear, very specific, very precise, right? Immediately as soon as you look at that subject line, you know, okay, this person who has emailed me is asking to host a meeting at 10 a.m. on Monday. Good, done. Let me open the email. Let me confirm it. Very simple. All right. So the purpose of a good subject line is to be clear and concise, summarizing the email's purpose. Email එකේ අන්තර්ගතය අපි මේ subject line එකෙන් convey කරන්න ඕනේ. We have one line to convey the body of the email. So we have to summarize the body of the email and write it in one line in our subject. So a few tips here is to be specific, like I said. Now, don't just say meeting request. The meeting request කියලා කිව්වම අපිට ඒක එතන sufficient information නෑ. We don't have enough information to make a decision. Okay, even to open that email just says meeting request. It could be meeting request with who, what, where, when, why. We don't know. Nothing. We don't even feel like opening that email. But if you say meeting request for Monday at 10 a.m., now I know, okay, meeting request Monday 10 a.m. Cool. Let me open. Let me see who it's from. Let me mark it on my calendar. If you send them a Google Calendar invite, that is obviously much better, right? If you're obviously requesting for a meeting. Avoid all capitals or overly long subject lines. So, like I said, I mean, you wouldn't open an email if the subject line was very, very long, right? You'd obviously want something that's precise, that's clear, that's up to the point. Okay. And never, ever, ever type your subject line. No matter then Samara Katya ASAP urgent කියලා ඒක full capital වලින් දානවා. කවදාවත් එහෙම කරන්න එපා. කොච්චර urgent උනත් professional email එකක් අපි යවද්දී ඒක අපි boss ට යවුවා වුණත් ඒක අපි vendor කෙනෙක්ට යවුවා වුණත් ඒක අපි client කෙනෙක්ට යවුවා වුණත් කවදාවත් කොච්චර urgent උනත් full capitals වලින් ගහලා යවන්න එපා. ඒක very unprofessional when it comes to email writing. Okay? The third point is to make it actionable if needed. අපිට ඒ email එකේ මොකක් හරි action එකක් අනිත් පුද්ගලයා ගන්න ඕනේ දාන්න. මං කිව්වා urgent, right? මොකක් හරි urgent deadline එකක් meet වෙන්න ඕනේ නම් අපිට එතනදී urgent කියලා දාන්න පුළුවන්, right? එහෙම නැත්නම් response required කියලා දාන්න පුළුවන්. අපිට මොකක් හරි urgent වැඩක් තියෙනවා නම් අපිට මොකක් හරි ඒ පුද්ගලයාගෙන් action එකක් ඕනේ නම් immediately අපිට ඒකත් subject line එකේ mention කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි අර මං කිව්වා වගේ all capitals වලින් අපිට ඒක කරන්න බෑ. කවදාවත් all capitals දාන්න එපා. නමුත් අපිට response required, urgent, please reply ASAP වගේ title එකක් අපේ subject line එකේ අපිට use කරන්න පුළුවන්. So for example, response required, deadline extension request. Okay, so I've given you a few examples of subject lines that you can use. Guys, I think ogollo obviously work environment එකේ ඉද්දී ඕගොල්ලොන්ට commonly අවශ්‍ය වෙන subject lines කිහිපයක් මම මෙතනදී ඕගොල්ලොන්ට පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා. දැන් මීට අමතරව obviously ඕගොල්ලොන්ගේ use case එක අනුව ඕගොල්ලොන්ගේ scenario එක අනුව subject lines වෙනස් වෙනවා. මේ මම දීලා තියෙන templates කිහිපයක්. එහෙම නැත්නම් examples කිහිපයක් මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පෙන්නන්නම් මේක AI technology use කරලා කොහොමද ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ලබා ගන්නත් පුළුවන් කියලා. නමුත් මේවා definitely ඔයගොල්ලන්ට day to day ඔයගොල්ලෝ emails යවද්දී use කරන්න පුළුවන් subject line templates. Okay, templates කියලා කියන්නේ sample එකක්. දැන් obviously ඔයගොල්ලෝ quarter 2 strategy ඉතින් සමහර වෙලට ඔයගොල්ලෝ quarter 2 strategy report එකක් යවන්න නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. right? හැබැයි ඕගොල්ලෝ ඒක දැන් බලන්න මෙතන කියලා තියෙන workplace communication. අපි office එකේ emails යවද්දි කොහොමද subject line එකක් formulate කරන්නේ? feedback request. දැන් මෙතන immediate කියනවා right මට feedback එකක් ඕනේ. මොකටද? එතකොට ඔයාට මේ තියෙන එක ඔයාගේ අවශ්‍යතාවය අනුව වෙනස් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මෙතනදී තියෙන feedback request Q2 strategy report. okay? හැබැයි ඔයාට වෙන මොකක් හරි දෙයකට ඔයා feedback ඉල්ලනවා නම් feedback request proposal update, right? proposal එකට ඔයාට feedback එකක් ඕනේ, right? clarification needed. මේක ගැන මට පොඩි හැඳින්වීමක් අවශ්‍යයි. මේක ගැන පොඩි පැහැදිලි කිරීමක් අවශ්‍යයි. group project deadlines, right? මොකක් ගැනද මේ පැහැදිලි කිරීම ඕනේ? අපේ group project එකේ guidelines සම්බන්ධයෙන්. මොනවද මේ group project එකේ අපිට අවශ්‍ය වෙන guidelines? So this one or this side can be used for almost anything, right? Feedback request, clarification needed, submission of a final paper, submission of a proposal, submission of a quarterly report, communication ethics, right? Action required, client onboarding document. Action required. So action required කියලා දාපු ගමන් මේ email එක බලන කෙනා දන්නවා right මේකට මම මොකක් හරි action එකක් ඉක්මනට ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක නිසා මම මේ email එක ඉක්මනට open කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි උදාහරණයක් වශයෙන් meeting එකක් schedule කරනවා. අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් request for meeting, project timeline discussion. දැන් බලන්න request for meeting කියලා අපි විතරක් දැම්මොත් අර පුද්ගලයා දන්නේ නැහැ මොකටද meeting එක මේක urgent නැද්ද ඒ කිසිම දෙයක් convey වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් අපි දැම්මොත් request for meeting project timeline discussion කියලා. ආරයිට්, එතකොට ඒ පුද්ගලයා දන්නවා ඕකේ මේක ගැන කතා කරන්න තමයි මීටින් එක තියෙන්නේ, ඒක නිසා මම ටක් ගාලා මේ මීටින් එක කන්ෆර්ම් කරන්න ඕනේ. right? Follow up team meeting on 15th July. Okay, we have to schedule a meeting to follow up on what we discussed on the 15th of July. Rescheduling our appointment, new date proposal. Right? අපි රීෂෙඩියුල් කරනවා අපේ අපොයින්ට්මන්ට් එක මෙන්න අලුත් දිනේ තමයි මේ ඊමේල් එකේ වැටිලා තියෙන්නේ. right? එතකොට මේ පුද්ගලයා දන්නවා right මීටින් එක රීෂෙඩියුල් වෙලා තියෙනවා, මේක රීෂෙඩියුල් වුණා කියලා කියන්න විතරක් නෙමෙයි අලුත් ඩේට් එක මොකක්ද කියලාත් මේ ඊමේල් එකේ තියෙනවා. Confirming your appointment on 10th August. Very clear, right? Immediately මේක දැකපු ගමන් ඒ අරින පුද්ගලයා දන්නවා right okay 10th of August වලට appointment එක confirm වෙලා තියෙන. ඊමේල් එක අරින්නේයි ඒකට reply කරන්න. Do you get what I mean? So when your subject line is clear and up to the point, there's a bigger tendency of people to actually open the email and reply to it. All right? Then we come to requests. If you're requesting something, request for extension on report submission, access request, monthly budget file, inquiry about internship opportunities, request for recommendation letter. If we are updating something or sharing information, see, it's very clear. Monthly report June 2025 attached, updated presentation slides, sales deck V2, change in schedule, Monday workshop, team update, project alpha progress. Guys, look at how clear and concise these email subject lines are. They're not long, they don't convey too much information. It's exactly what the person needs to see. Okay, it's exactly what the person needs to see. Very simple. Then we come to follow-ups or reminders. Following up on my previous email, proposal feedback. මම කලින් එවපු email එක ගැන මම දැන් follow up එකක් දෙනවා මේ proposal feedback එක සම්බන්ධයෙන්. All right? Friendly reminder, feedback due tomorrow. Reminder, attendance confirmation needed. Follow up, interview on 8th July. So again, you can see these are very concise, up to the point, specific. It conveys the information that is necessary in the subject line itself. Now, obviously, there are few things that you should not do. Okay, don't send subject lines that say hi or important, quick question, check this, please read. See, these are very informal. Okay, now hi, who, nobody is going to open that. Even if you send a personal email just saying hi, no one might open it. Right? It doesn't convey enough information. Important, okay, but what is important? You need to convey that in your subject line. So subject lines need to be short, clear, up to the point, but also summarize the information that is included in the email. So obviously quick question is not going to cut it, check this is not going to cut it. You need to specify what needs to be checked. Okay, you need to specify what needs to be checked. All right? Okay, then we move on to the second part of sending an email, which is the salutation or the greeting. So usually we would say dear Mr. Saman, right, or dear Mr. Dias. Okay, so the greeting sets the tone for the email. It's the first impression. So usually when it comes to a formal email, we go with dear, we give them a title, okay, and their last name. So dear Mr. Dias, dear Mr. Smith, dear Mr. Pereira, dear Mr. Kaluvitarana. You can also use the person's full name, right? Dear Mr. Kasun Kalhar, dear Mr. Sheshan Dias, right? If you want, you can use the full name. Otherwise, the last name is more than enough, right? When it comes to a semi-formal email, you can just say hello Sheshan, right? Or hello Kasun. Informal, again, we won't be using informal emails, like I said, but of course, with an informal email, you can obviously send the person's first name, right? But when it comes to professional formal emails, dear Mr. and the last name would be the best way to go about it. Or you could say dear sir or dear madam, right? Dear sir or dear madam is also fine. To whom it may concern is also okay. If you don't know exactly who you are writing to whom it may concern, to whom it may concern, you can use that greeting as well, right? So dear sir or madam, dear Mr., and the last name. You could say dear manager, right? If you don't know who you're writing to, you can say to whom it may concern, right? So a few tips to keep in mind: use dear for formal settings, right? So professional or academic correspondence, you can say dear. Okay, dear Mr. Kasum. Use the recipient's title, Mr., Miss, Doctor, unless you're on a first name basis with them. Now, when it comes to a professional setting, see, if you are sending a message to a colleague, that's why we said so. Semi formal letters might be letters we send to a colleague, not letters, emails, right? Semi formal emails might be emails we send to a colleague, someone that we are working with, someone that we need something from. So now, even in the company I work, when we send internal emails, if I'm sending it to, let's say, my sales guy, I'm not going to say, Dear Mr. Kanayaka. I'll just say, Dear Shane, right? So when you're internally sending emails to someone in your own status or in your own rank, you can write a semi-formal email. But if you're sending it to your boss, it's different, right? If you're sending it to someone outside of the company, obviously it's different. Okay, if you're unsure, go for a formal greeting to show respect. So something along the lines of dear sir or dear madam, right? Or to whom it may concern, something along those lines. All right, then you come to the opening line of an email, the first line of an email, right? So, the first line or the first two lines, rather, it should do two things. Okay, you should always write two lines and it should do two things. Number one, it should continue the greeting that you made by saying dear sir or madam. So you say, dear sir or madam, I hope this email finds you well, right? Or I hope you're doing well. Something to that effect you can write. And the second thing it should do is convey why you are writing this email. ඇයි මේ email එක ලියන්නේ කියලා පැහැදිලි හැඳින්වීමක් ඔයා මේ first line එකේ opening line එකේ ඔයා කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට මේක sentences දෙකකට කඩලා ඔයාට කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් එකම sentence එකේ කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. Right? So අපි උදාහරණ කිහිපයක් බලමු. දැන් අපි generally ඊමේල් එකක් යවනවා නම් අපිට මං කිව්වේ dear sir or madam කියලා greeting එකෙන් පටන් අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ අපි ඒ greeting එක අපි තව පොඩ්ඩක් continue කරනවා. I hope this email finds you well. I hope you are having a great start to your week. I trust you are doing well. I hope everything is going smoothly on your end. So we can use any of these sentences to continue our greeting, just to say, hey, I hope you're doing well, right? You show some concern for that person, you show some warmth to that person. Instead of simply saying, I am writing this email for this purpose, you can just say, I hope this email finds you well. I trust you're doing well. I hope everything is going smoothly on your end. Then you can follow that up by writing why you are writing this email. Okay, I am writing to request your assistance with, and you write what you're requesting your assistance with. I would like to ask for your support regarding this, and you write what you're asking for support. I am reaching out to inquire about what. I was wondering if you could help me with. Okay, so if you're making a request, any of these sentences can be used to convey why you are writing this email. Okay, if you're providing some type of information, I'm writing to share the latest updates on. Please find the attached report or document regarding this. I wanted to bring to your attention that this email is to inform you that. So, if you are providing information to somebody, these are the sentences that we can use to start writing what this email is about. Okay. Then, if you are following up on something, I'm following up on my previous email sent on the 5th of July, for example, right? Just checking to see if you had a chance to review the proposal that I sent earlier. I wanted to follow up regarding our previous meeting on the 15th of July. As discussed, I am writing to confirm that I will be going ahead with your proposal, right? So if you're following up with someone, these are the sentences that you can use. So always you start with something general. I trust you're doing well. I'm reaching out to inquire about, and you write what you're reaching out about. Make sense? All right. Then if you're responding to an email, right, you can say, thank you for your email. I appreciate your prompt response. It was great speaking with you earlier today. Thank you for getting in touch with me. right? So if you're responding to someone else's email, you can use these opening lines. Thank you for your email. I appreciate your prompt response. ඔය ඉක්මනට මට reply කරාට මම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා. It was great speaking with you earlier today. Thank you for getting in touch with me, right? If you're thanking someone or appreciating someone, I wanted to thank you for your support on blank. I sincerely appreciate your help with blank. I'm grateful for the opportunity. And then you can add what you're grateful for. Thank you for the chance to speak with you yesterday. Okay. So this is if you are thanking someone or appreciating someone and you mention that in your opening line. So guys, don't worry. I'll be giving you examples of emails for each of these separate scenarios. But these sentences will really help you build up a good professional email. So just to recap, we discussed how to write a good subject line. We discussed to keep it short, keep it concise, keep it clear, but also summarize what is included in the email body. Then we discussed how to write a salutation or a greeting. And then we went into writing an opening line, how to continue our greeting and show concern and show value to the person that we are writing. And then how we discuss or how we clearly communicate what we are going to speak about in the rest of the email. Okay. So, with that, we are done with the first section of this particular video series, right? In the next video, we are going to discuss again, we are going to continue discussing the basic structure of a professional email. But in the next video, we are going to look at how to write the body of an email, how to close an email, how to write or how to put an email signature onto your email. Okay. So stay tuned for part 2. I will see you